So what is failure to Hannah?
Failure to me is really about the goals I set up for myself and I don't get to achieve them. I was never scolded for things I didn't say I would do. I was scolded for things that I said I would do. So that set my boundary around what do I take as failure. I was given an opportunity to run a massive business. And I had dreamt about this opportunity. I had worked hard to get to that opportunity. It came, I think, 18 months before I thought it would come, and I tried to fight it away because I put my plans on what I need to be ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
I always want to be like, kind of feel like I'm 80% there to take it on.
Okay.
And my boss at the time who appointed me said, "You're ready. You are the fixer, and we need a fixer here." And I got in the job. Two things that are key to talk about this failure. One is I trusted that he understood that I said I'm not ready. Two, he must have known that I'm able to do the job. So those two things gave me the confidence that I've got it.
Yeah.
In the role, first year cracked it, to the best of my ability, and we didn't make it. By half year, I knew that we're not making it. And I really felt like a failure because it was the first time ever in my life. What I struggled with was I didn't know what was wrong. And the same boss then said, I don't have a choice, and said I need to put on poor performance. Yeah. That label ate me up. That label on its own was deeper than the failing. I learned a lot from that. I learned that people change. If you trust blindly, you will never see it. It's a failure. I've learned a lot in way that I walk into businesses today, in the manner that I brief, in the manner that I engage, in the manner that I trust, comes from that.
My guest today is Hannah Sadiki. She is a trailblazer CEO of Bidvest Financial Services who has spent decades shattering glass ceilings. In a sector with few women CEOs, she stands as testament to what is possible. She's understood that the path to success is not linear and that overcoming failures is essential for achieving true growth and success. Welcome, Hannah Sadiki.
Thank you, my lady. Thank you.
I am so happy you are here. And I have to ask, how did you say yes to talking about failure? Because this topic is not one that's talked about publicly often.
So how did I say yes? I follow you everywhere. You just don't know it because I adore you. You made an impression of me, of yourself to me, some years ago. You remember those years?
Yeah.
And then I realized what you were doing and I thought, who does that?
A crazy person.
It can only be the crazy person who herself as a trailblazer, just opens up doors and tries things, and that's what impressed me, by the way, when we had our first conversation in that building. It's just the things you've tried and tested, and I thought, wow, you manifested me to start with. And second, how do I say no to you?
Yeah, thank you.
And I thought, maybe it's a time to challenge myself on talking about failure because I don't think we speak enough about failure and what it does.
Exactly. So what is failure to Hannah?
So failure to me is really about the goals I set up for myself and I don't get to achieve them. It's never been about someone else's expectations of me at the best of times. If you had an expectation of me and I didn't agree or contract with you, whether it's an unwritten contract or not, I don't get there. I don't see that as failure. And I think it's because I grew up in a home where my grandmother always made us speak about what we're going to do for the year, like when we were young, she would ask,
that's amazing.
She would ask, so now we're going to Standard 4, by the way, I'm giving up my age. So what are you going to do? And I'd talk about athletes and I'll talk about doing, just being good at netball and getting the awards and stuff like that. And, in a home where your dad is a principal, even at home, goals are a thing every year. So I was never scolded for things I didn't say I would do. I was scolded for things that I said I would do. So that set my boundary around what do I take as failure? Because and I think I'm happy that I grew up like that, because then people don't push their failure or our failure to me that I didn't contract on.
Yeah. And as you have grown and become the leader that you are, who is scolding you? Because I'm guessing your parents have let go a little bit, but who is your accountability partner? Because that is who they were.
Yeah. So my parents let go a long time ago. I was a rascal and I had goals that they didn't agree with. So they kind of like thought, no, this is not going to work. We just let her be. You know, I think as early as 18, they let go. And I became my own scolder. I became my own, I'm actually my worst criticizer. I think I'm my worst, punish myself more than anyone else would. I do have 4 beautiful boys who are men today, by the way, who will go, hey, you said, because we have the same conversation with my boys every year. Now less, but every year, about what do you want to achieve and how do you want to go about it? How do we support you? And I think they're same as me. They just are hard on themselves as I am. And sometimes I look at it and go, just what did I do? But so I'm my own
accountability partner.
Scolder. I'm my own scolder. And I like that. I like that I'm my own scolder.
That's good. Do you have a failure that was catastrophic at the time? Like the earth or to open and swallow you now, that you now look back and you think, actually, it wasn't that bad. It was a blessing in disguise. And talk us through that failure, if you can.
Yeah, I have one in my personal life and one in my business life. And let me talk about my business life, because I think I did want the world to open up and I get swallowed. I went through almost a stage of depression with it. And we don't speak about those things a lot. That's why I got excited when you said we must speak, because I thought it will be my own healing as well, as part of this. I was given an opportunity to run in a bigger bank. I was given an opportunity to run a massive business. And I had dreamt about this opportunity. I had worked hard to get to that opportunity. It came, I think, 18 months before I thought it would come, and I tried to fight it away, because I put my plans on what I need to be ready for the next thing. I always want to be kind of feel like I'm 80% there to take it on.
Okay.
And my boss at the time, who appointed me, said, "You're ready. You are the fixer, and we need a fixer here." And I got in the job. 2 things that are key to talk about this failure. One is I trusted that he understood that I said I'm not ready. 2, he must have known that I'm able to do the job. So those two things gave me the confidence that I've got it. In the role, first year cracked it, to the best of my ability, was not happy with where we were as a team. And the second year I got given higher budgets and targets, and, because you've got what it takes, just take on more. Happy actually took it on like a bulldog that I can be, because I'm very ambitious, put even more bigger goals for myself and the team. And we didn't make it. By half year, I knew that we're not making it. And I really felt like a failure, because it was the first time ever in my life, from high school, from businesses that I've run, I've seen them go a little bit down, but I had ideas of how I can pick them up. What I struggled with was I didn't know what was wrong.
Sure.
I did not know what was wrong. And I thought about all sorts of things, spoke to my mentor. I did not know why we were not cracking it, because every plan that we had put together was aligned. And the same boss then said, I don't have a choice, and and said I need to put on poor performance. And for people who don't know this, in corporate, poor performance, it's a label.
It is a
It's
label.
a label. And that label ate me up. That label on its own was deeper than the failing. That's why I say I almost went into depression. And I just struggled with, it's ironic that I grew up being labeled all sorts of things. You know, Mansu, because I'm dark, I'm the only one dark in the house. All sorts, even though they were not as nice, this was deep. And it was deep. That's why I gave the context of I trusted.
Yeah.
And a few months down the line, I remembered that my grandmother told me, when life will bring ups and downs, and the worst are the ones that feel like it's a desert where there's no water, there's no food. When you are in that place, when you put your head down into the sand in that desert, you will not see the green shoots. You'll not even see a little bit of just some water from the ground and or a little bit of rain. Said you have to get out of that as quickly as possible. And I woke up that morning thinking, why did I not do that day one when this, when this was clear?
Yeah.
It means I've been having my head in the sand, and that's why I don't know what to solve. I went to speak to, you get help from the most people that you don't even think about. I always say to my kids, your education, your knowledge is never enough. You'll get knowledge even from the lady who is a janitor in the cleaning, or gentleman. They'll give you advice that you never thought about. And I called this old lady. She's not old, but she's older than me. So she's a bit old. And I said to her, I don't know what is happening. And she said, you're a leader coach. Have you started with the people piece? I went, what? She said, the people piece. Is that, have you cracked that? And I realized that actually I was working with a team that I put trust in them doing what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And they weren't doing what they needed to do. Actually, two who wanted the role that I'm in were working against me. And so, long story short is that I took a step back, as I was advised by my grandmother, took a step back, looked for the tree, looked for the rain, looked for the shadow, and found it, and worked through it, despite now the challenge that is around trust. Because when trust is broken, it becomes difficult. Now my boss realizes I don't trust him either, because I'm like, no. I failed. I don't blame them for failing. But I felt I trusted too much that it actually pulled me all the way down. And it was a terrible thing. You know what's good though? Out of all of that, by the way, we rose the next year. We were the top performing business the following year, because I managed to find a way of dealing with those two. And I won the award.
Yes.
Star Blazing Award, as they called it. They call it. And I learned a lot from that. I learned that people change. Today you can adore Nontogozo and you can have a trust relationship, but someone else can influence them differently.
Yeah.
And if you trust blindly, you will never see it. I also knew that I learned that some people, if you are not paying attention to the things that are not said,
it's what's not said.
It's what's not said.
Yeah.
That I didn't see. Because I was walking with, I'm standing on the great shoulders. But actually some of it was weak. Because they weren't willing to carry. And that is a huge lesson. I actually walked out of there, went and did a short course of learning unsaid, language and reading body language. I sit in meetings and I'll immediately tell you who's not interested here.
Yeah, because you can tell the clues
Because
are
now I
usually
can tell.
there. The clues
The
are
clues
there,
are always
always
there.
there. Yeah.
They're always there. Some of
Yeah.
us carry our hearts on our sleeves. Some people don't. But there's a lot that's still from a body language that says. There's a
Communicates.
lot
Yeah.
from how people report, on how people say yes and walk out. And you're not paying attention to what they say when they walk out.
Yeah.
And you don't stay in touch to understand that the brief we spoke about yesterday, is it still there? And, do you understand what I'm asking you to do?
Yeah.
Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
And that's where you pick up the clues that, hey,
Yeah.
man,
Akusahambi kahle ke.
Vakkerfort,
No,
bona,
no.
boa.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the two big lessons. Third is
Sure.
trust myself when I'm not ready. Because your gut knows better. Do I regret it? No. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's the reason I go around fixing. That's been my job now.
Yeah. So what do you think, looking back, you needed your boss to do, knowing that it was clear to both you and him that you were not ready, and he was okay to present the opportunity to you?
And by the way, I've had this conversation with my boss.
Have you?
My boss then.
Yes.
My
Yeah.
friend now.
Your friend now, yeah.
We agreed that he actually saw the problem much earlier and he could have been honest with me.
Yeah.
We agreed that the fact that he told me he trusted me was the issue why he now couldn't come and go, Aike, you can't. So it was being selfish destroys everything.
Okay.
So it's
Sure.
it's the
Yeah.
versus protecting you, my boss, because you put me up, is protect both. And if it doesn't work out, it's on me. If I don't change, it's on me. If I
Yeah.
don't deal, it's on me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a failure. I've learned a lot, and way that I walk into businesses today, in the manner that I brief, in the manner that I engage, in the manner that I trust, comes from that.
Yeah. How do you support people who are struggling with similar, and maybe it's people you coach and mentor? Because that, I think for me, it's the breaking of trust. You have to participate in repairing the broken trust, and the reality is the world is so small. You it might be okay that maybe one of you, yourself or the other party, walks out of that employment relationship. Then it's like the problem is solved.
Yeah.
But it's a band-aid. It's not solved properly. Trust is so important. How do you coach someone who is in a relationship where trust is gone?
My mentees know the first thing I say to them is, if you do not trust me, we won't work out before we even mentor each other. So I always put the trust issue on the table.
Yeah.
If you don't trust me, it won't work out. If you don't trust the people you work with, it won't work out. You have to make the decision that says, do I want to do the work to build the trust? And are they willing to do the work to build the trust or not? Because if they're not willing, you can't do it by yourself. It's a tango. It's a dance.
It is a dance.
If you build up the trust on your side and they don't build up, it will never work. And you are better off working in an environment where there is trust and there is more pressure.
I can take pressure any day. I can take pressure.
There's more pressure, there's more demand than where there is no trust. Because even when you don't make it, people, they'll tell you you're walking in the wrong direction. When you don't trust, you can't ask for advice. You can't trust the advice they give you. So I'm always saying to my mentees, even people in my office, the minute we don't trust each other, let's sit down and have a conversation about that. And let's agree whether it's repairable or not. Because there's some of it that will never be repairable.
Do you know, I find I've been in a few situations where there has been an issue of trust, and we work through HR processes with coaches and mediators. You know how it goes. Like somebody who's just you need to be in therapy with your colleague. You need therapy, and there's been times where I've been asked, "Do you think this is repairable?"
I know.
When you've got to just face the truth in that moment, the question is, do you think this is repairable? And then you've got to think, I'm angry. I want to fight. They must feel my anger. Da, 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 da. And you just think, the words you utter are, I believe it's repairable, but deep down.
That failure moment in 2011 not only taught me that trust is everything, but taught me that I'm the only one coming for me. Mm-hmm. So no matter how tough it is, I have to say it. So I don't anymore hesitate if I am in that situation that says I don't trust.
Yeah.
I don't hesitate. I guess that's why I'm still single.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did I say that loud?
Yeah.
I don't anymore hesitate.
Yeah.
I go, I don't know about this, hey? I don't know. There's something that I don't trust. Yeah. Sometimes I can't even define it.
Yeah.
But my gut tells me I have to protect me. I protect me. I then go, I don't think it's repairable.
Yeah.
Let's give it time. Maybe let's separate, walk away from each other, go breathe, and then come back and see if they say time heals. I don't know sometimes if it does get to that point. I do believe that sometimes it heals, but sometimes it requires other things for the healing to happen. And I mean, I've been in situations since then where I've had to say to my boss, I just don't know if you and me are working. Can we have a conversation that says, I've done 1, 2, 3, and I think that it's broken your trust of me.
Yeah.
I want to know from you that if I carry on working, you have the appetite to build the trust back.
Yeah.
I've had to.
So I find those conversations for me the most liberating. They require bravery. You are going to be afraid until the moment you are done with the conversation. You are afraid because there's a lot at risk here.
Yeah.
And for me, sometimes what is at risk is my ability to feed my children. The reality that, yes, like with you, I'm defending myself.
Yeah.
But I've got a reality of payday must come.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how do you face moments where there's a lot at risk for you on your part?
So when I came back from Angola, I was very clear, there's people I won't work with.
Yeah.
I was very clear. And I remember my second son saying to me, so if you don't get the job you like, then what? And I said, it is definitely not worth me being in a space where every day I will be unhappy to wake up to go there. I'll be the most horrible mother in the house. I possibly won't be the nicest daughter to my mom. I then would rather go do work that many people would frown at and go, wait, did she just move from that title to that title? I'd rather go there because then I can feed. And it may not be enough, but I can find my way back.
Yeah.
Because I'm a believer, so I believed that even the one above would not want me in a place where it will even be difficult to do some prayers.
Yeah. You know,
I was very clear that he therefore would have to make a plan and open a window if I close this door. That I can sneak in and then work towards the other door. I just trusted that I would be able to do that. And I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to the one above. He didn't open a window, he opened a double door.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I think you can look at your kids with pride, because I know what it means to face your kids and have to walk the principles you've coached them to live.
Yeah.
And when they see you make those decisions, then only, I think, does it sink in that when my mom says this is what she means. What conversations were not helpful in that time? I love asking this question because I think there are moments, when you are going to walk into the biggest boxing ring in your career, and you have that friend or that cousin or that colleague you've known just call you for coffee, and the conversation is just like, yeah. What conversations were not helpful in that moment? Because you had to get yourself to a space where you knew that you are doing the best for Hannah.
Yeah, as you said, some conversations, there is so much at risk that you actually try to be the nicest person, and try and structure conversations in a manner that are more like of giving away your power, is what I want to call it. The conversations that were not helpful was of, can we talk as friends? Because that's where I started trying to make it easier. It went south. And then I went back to the drawing board and I said, I'm now coming to talk to my boss. And these are the things. It was painful because some of the things I needed to say, I had to say them in a diplomatic way that I wasn't sure they will land.
Yeah.
And when you're not sure if they will land, it's difficult because you walk out of that situation and you go, did I really land everything that I wanted to land with this individual? Or was I too superficial? And it's not helpful. I mean, I think we had 3-4 sessions and it was just because I was cushioning
trying to find
things. And it wasn't helpful because then I was working the journey of, if it doesn't work, now I'm leaving. And I think the thing that helped was exactly what you're saying. So how am I going to feed my kids? So 1. 2, if conversations are not helpful, what's the next thing? Do I now threaten, because some stuff threaten us, right? They give you a resignation letter.
They don't
to
quite
force
mean
you
it.
to force you.
Yeah.
And I knew that I don't want to resign, so I don't want. And funny enough, they wanted me to resign.
Oh.
So all these conversations were not helpful,
and your strength was not helpful.
So all of the conversations that were cushioning were not helpful. What then did help is, and every time I walked in, I felt like I'm saying things that were already thought through, and there was an answer for every one of the things I put on the table. And I found a friend of mine that we both know, and I said, so I call her my friend, my wife, my sister, and I said, wifey, what do I do? Because I feel like I'm not even getting the conversation I want in. And she said, get out of the organization, ask for a meeting outside the organization, and say it's your meeting. Be very explicit, and say you want them not to say anything until you've landed everything you want to land. And if it goes sour, then that's it. That must be your last resort. And then start thinking plan B.
Yeah.
What job are you going to look for? And I did that. I took them to a restaurant they liked. I couldn't afford to pay for it, but I took them there. And I said, the next 40 minutes, I have cue cards. I'm going to speak. You say nothing. When I'm done, you then can respond. but allow me to finish my sentences. Allow me to finish what I want you to hear. And I want you to pay attention. I want your phone on the side. I want your full attention. And I laid it out to say, this is where I came from, trust. And then this is what happened. This is what I'm doing. These are all the things. And then I then threw in there, I'm not going to resign because you want me to. I'm going to resign when I'm ready. Even if it means I must go through this pain with you for the next 6 months. That didn't go down well with them.
Yeah.
Because I think they then saw the pain they have caused only because they were paying attention. So all the rest of the conversations, honestly, were not worth it. They were more painful.
They were
for
just
me.
going through the motion.
Yeah.
For them,
So what am I saying is that it sometimes does require us to have the vibrating ones to just say it as is.
As it is, yeah.
As it is, and be vulnerable to show the pain that's being caused by the next person. If that when we are not then vulnerable, they don't feel it. You know, the person things are done to, they don't forget. But the person who's done
moves on and just
moves on. So at least you can sleep at night to say, I did tell you. I did tell you. Because then when you've also done that, you're able to take it to next level and next level and next. Unless you've been fair and told them as is, you can't take it to the next level properly. I think. You can't take it. I couldn't escalate until I've had that proper conversation. And because they were pushing back, I wasn't landing as I thought I would.
Yeah. Let's talk about leading teams. How do you lead teams that are dealing with results that are not coming through? Because, you know, there's collective failure in that sense. What is your approach to, one, helping the team realize, well, some teams actually don't want to accept the reality of the results. And there's a lot of just, no, it's not that bad. No, in the next quarter we'll be fine. Oh no, this is not significant enough for the CEO to worry. How do you, one, get reality on the board? Guys, the score is low and this is not good. Now let's plan about how we get the scores up.
Yeah, so I'm call a spade and sleep at night.
Love that. That's a quotable. Call a spade and sleep at night.
Because you are the only one who's not sleeping. You're carrying the results by yourself if you're not frank and open about where the results are at. And ironically, this is where we are in our organization right now. And my team will tell you that every exco, we start with the good, the bad, and then we get to the ugly. What's good? Because sometimes performance in organization, we focus only on the things that are not doing well and only on the revenue. But there's a lot of stuff that drive that. So I'm always about, what are the things that we've done well? Can we just pause and say, well done?
Those,
and then let's move. The middle piece, it's not done well. Do we know why? And what can we do? Who needs to help who? My exco will tell you I sound like a broken record. Our exco is not to tell each other where the number is at. Our exco, and we're not getting it right. Now and again we have people who go, it's not that bad. They walk in and they go, it's not that bad. So I go, tell me what's good, tell me what's not happening, and how do we help you? Because if we don't have those conversations, it's not your number to carry on your own. It's a number for us to carry. So I'm always badging us as a team around owning the bottom line jointly and severally. I'm always about that. And it's tricky when the numbers are so down that you know that you still have to face the board. You still have to face the shareholders and your teams that don't hear your voice every month, every week, or on the phone calls, because I'm that person who will phone and go, hey, how you doing? My team now, 2 years ago, when I would call, and on top was, yes, boss. How are you doing?
What's wrong? What have I done?
I'm okay. I'm just checking on you.
Yes,
No, that thing, and I'm like, no. How are you doing? Even now, my business manager said, I walked up to his desk. I said, I'm leaving. How are you? He said,
Fine.
I'm finishing your report. I said, no, I asked, how are you doing? It's been a hectic day. He said, oh yeah, that, ne? No, I'm overwhelmed. I said, good, I'll talk to you tonight. Because I can't deal that overwhelmed now. But it's because culturally people are not used to us doing the.
Isn't that sad though?
It is sad. It is sad. Doing that. So back to the number. I'm always therefore saying we all should face this negative number or the red number or amber, whatever it is, and work together. And then I say to my exco, we have to box each other in the boardroom. I'm not happy with what you did. IT, you didn't give me what I needed to do to be able to deliver that number. HR, you didn't allow me to. In the room. When we walk out, we have agreed on what we're going to do to change the number, and we all walk out with a smile.
Yeah.
In the morning when we come to the office, our job, our primary job, is to lead our teams through this difficult time. Not to be carrying the difficult time on our faces that they go, oh, is our valale company. This, this company is not going to work.
Yeah.
And because that's when you create anxiety in your teams.
Yeah.
That's when they feel like they're failing. That's when, just it starts with us. If things are negative, it starts with us. If we are anxious, it starts with us and it filters through. So, we looked at the number and we're like, it's going to be a rough exco. When I walk in, they go, it's going to be a rough exco. And I go, yeah, guys, must be rough. When we walk out, we don't create roughness out there because we are paid to be taking the roughness.
Yeah.
Not the rest of the organization.
Not the rest of the team.
Yeah. They must feel like they know we are there. Our job is to clear the path and help them try and put the number on the table.
I was in a conversation with someone this weekend and they talked about how teams follow energy. Like, how as parents, we're always aware that our kids can sense painful times at home.
Yeah.
When the parents are not in a good place.
They know
even like a toddler will know that mama no baba are not in a good space right now. And I love that you are aware of that and you make your leaders aware of the energy, the disposition, the face.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that the reality of roll up your sleeves and work is not diluted by your kindness? Because the reason why some bosses, I think, struggle with, I will be kind. I will stop at your desk. I will ask how you're doing. I will maybe even offer to take you out for coffee. It just often feels like, this one is not focused on results if they're being nice and they're still checking how I'm feeling.
I think my team will go and say to you,
never, Hannah. Hannah is not that person.
You have no clue.
Yes. Oh, that's good.
So I was taught by Helena Dolny that you can fire someone with kindness. What we have to always do is be open, frank, and honest about the thing. Because it's not the person, but the thing. You didn't do all these actions, therefore the number didn't come. When the conversations happen in Exco, it's exactly that. I'm kind. I'll even, just be hard. And at the end, even put a joke in it, we soon will be putting you on poor performance, and we joke about it. Then they go, she's calling me to her office. What am I going to do? Because I couldn't explain the number. So it is, the kindness does not take away the frankness of I'm unhappy. I make it very clear that I'm not happy with where we are, or I'm actually even angry this time. And I always say to my team, I'm very clear about my emotions. Don't describe them for me. I will describe them for you.
Yeah. Another quotable. I love it.
Because
Love it.
if you know, I will tell you that I'm not happy, and when unhappiness leads to anger, we have a very different conversation, and it's not going to be at Exco. It will be in a room with you, so that I can deal with the things that you said we would do and we didn't do. If it's meant to be by 2 or 3 people, then it's a conversation by us.
Yeah.
As quick as I am to roll up my sleeves, it's as quick as I am to tell you I'm not happy. As quick as I am to praise you, it's as quick as I am to shout at you.
It's fair balance. It's fair.
It took a long time to learn to do that. And I'll tell you where I landed. When language is a problem, and culture difference is so big. You know, you arrive in Angola and you go, what is this? Because that's really what I did at Exco. I said, what is this? How are you guys sitting here? And you haven't come in the room with a plan at Exco. You come with this number. Guys, who are you? Do you have pride in your jobs? You know, do you not have pride? Do you not have ambition? And they looked at me like, whoa, that's a lot. Because firstly, English was in the way. They didn't speak enough English.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Portuguese, they speak,
culturally, a woman doesn't raise their voice to men. And I was the only woman in the room of my exco. We changed that very quickly. But I needed to create that balance of, hey, what I said there was not, I wasn't playing you, the man. I was playing the ball. I need you to keep shifting this ball to the goals.
Yeah.
And I needed to work on myself to balance the scale and balance. And I remember my PA saying to me, Shefa, you confuse me. I walk into your office Mondays. We have a planning session Monday for the week, and then the next week, and then the 4 weeks, because I want to know what I'm going to do for the 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, but why didn't you do that or that? Why are you scheduling this way? And then I come 12 o'clock. I'm like, Zaida, I'm hungry, eh? She says, yes, Shefa. She's like, you just shouted at me.
No, not.
And I go, do we have space for you and me to go eat downstairs? By the way, when I've said what I needed to say, I'm done.
You're over it. It's done. It's that past 2 hours.
And I guess that's why I'm able to balance the two of, I will say it as is without losing the fact that I have to know you're a human being. I have to be kind at the same time.
Yeah.
I think we make the mistake that kindness takes away the ability to drive performance. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
How do we do it at home?
Yeah, that's true.
I think women should even do it better than anyone else, because we are nurturing in the house. We tell you didn't make up your bed, but you come and we give you the best breakfast. And that's how I see my leadership should be about. It should be about the ability to nurture, the ability to coach, at the same time clap you varamly when you need it. When you need it, you get it, and then we move. As long as you know that it's not about you.
It's about
someone's husband, someone's father or son. It's not about you. And when it gets to be about you, you will know.
You'll know. I love that. I love that. For me, that's the other thing that I value about clear leadership. And the thing about consistency, that there is no confusion. If we are happy about the results, and I'm happy with the results, or the results are not there, but I'm really happy about the project that's on the go, etc., I will really be loud with my praise. But if the results or the process or the approach is not right, I will also be frank with the feedback. Let's talk about, as we're nearing our close, corporate politics. How do you define corporate politics first?
Can we go back to failure?
Because it's one of the things that lead to corporate careers failing. What is corporate politics to you? And how do you navigate or coach someone to navigate corporate politics so that they don't have a limitation in their careers?
I got asked this question about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, give me that answer.
I went to talk at AWIFI, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, here's my view on corporate politics. You're saying I must define what it is. For me, it really is about power play. I define it as who has power that has nothing to do with their title and or role. Because then it's politics. Because there's nothing to do with your role, nor the title. I call it the title. And these things get given in an unwritten way, you know. Like in a home, you have your children where they'll know, hey, Lalo, you must talk to Ma on this topic because she'll listen to you. That's politics in the home. They've figured out who I'll listen to on what and why. And in the work environment, it's unfortunately that sometimes it gets used in a negative way, or it gets used in a manner that is unfair to other people. So that's how I see the politics, is how do I empower my HR to the point that she thinks she's me?
Yeah.
She can make my decisions.
Yeah.
Because if I see it and I don't do anything, I don't have to write it on her job description.
Yeah.
She does it first time, second time, third time. It's habit, it's her way. It is it,
Yeah.
And it therefore becomes politics for other people because they're now scared to come to me and jump her because now I've given it to her, And sometimes we do it intentionally. Sometimes and because we want to reduce the amount of work, sometimes we do it unintentionally. And sometimes people take that power without you,
giving it
who
to
should
them.
actually give the power, giving the power. How do we navigate around that?
Yeah.
I say, if you ever think that you do not have to understand the power play, you are doomed. You have to understand the power play. You have to understand Tom is more powerful than me in this area and that. And then you know that when you have a paper or you have budget or a request or a new innovation thing that you want sold, that's where you need to start before you get in the room. You have to work it because you can't avoid it. Avoiding it, you are doomed. Is it right? I wish we could get rid of it, but it's life. It happens in our homes. We don't see it negatively because our kids are not going to, well, maybe in some places it gets worse than that. But it's something that I think as leaders, we owe it to our teams to know it as well and call it when we need to call it. Because if we've given it and it doesn't work in the manner that it should work, we have to call it and we have to pull it back. And we must have the guts also to be honest about it. I will tell you, I have given powers to, when I was working in Angola, to someone that I didn't realize how pompous it was going to make them. They became this big chief.
Yeah.
So when I'm on leave, they might 2IC, I go, the amount of decisions they were making, the things they were saying. And for me, it was, I'm intending to grow this individual. I saw them becoming a me when I was leaving or becoming succession for
plan,
my role.
Yeah.
They always did that when I wasn't around. And the one day my PA said to me, Shefa, we're in my home working on a Saturday. She said, Shefa, can I ask something? Is this what you intended? I said, what happened? She tells me, oh, no, we all know. And I thought, no.
That's not your intent.
So I had to sit them down and go,
Can
we do courses on leadership before I give it back to you? That's the conversation we had.
Yeah.
Because they weren't intentionally wanting to be ugly or to suppress other people. They were using the power given. But it landed the wrong way.
Wrong way, yeah, sure. As we wrap up, last question. There are many people, not just women, men and women, who want to be CEOs and run big organizations like you do. If you were to give those people 3 things that would be important for how they operate under pressure, what would those 3 things be that would be, it need to be things they walk in with or be ready to learn to be?
Yeah. I really believe that leadership in the way we define it today, we have to rethink that when you want to run a big organization or a CEO with a complex environment. You got to be a leader coach. You got to be a leader coach. Walk in with that. Get yourself the knowledge, the empowerment, the ability to have to be able to coach. And I mean, even if it means you listen to sports coaches and understand how they think and they do things, and walk in with it, because it's not field is no different to the field the rugby team plays on or cricket team. And you can see they can tackle anything, the noise externally, internally, because they embrace the whole thing that I'm the coach, I'm the it. Secondly is you have to understand your strengths, your areas of development, know them. Do not be in denial about them, because you will never bring people around you that will cover them if you're in denial. Do not, that's so important. Knowing your strengths, so that, and the areas of development and the things you hate doing. So that you can go, when I arrive, I'm needing to find these type of people who are going to plug the hole that my hole is not seen.
Yeah.
It will be seen.
It'll be seen, yeah.
But at least you know that you are able to then do the full job. The
consequence of the hole will be managed.
Yeah. Yeah. And thirdly, something I wish I was told, and before I became a CEO here when I was in Angola, is that it's very cold out there. The higher you go, the colder it becomes. Because there's things you cannot take home. You don't want your kids, your family hating people because it didn't work out today. There's things that come your way and you have no clue. And you want to be able to find a way of dealing with them. So you have to, when you know that, you then put people, I want to say you want to put a clan around you that you can talk to. Can't go always to talk to your husband and then they hate you're bored. You must be able to have a clan around you that have these things. One, some days you want to be able to just, because it's so cold, to just say, Mamela, just listen. I'm not phoning for advice. I'm just wanting to throw it all out.
Yeah.
And then you want people you will be able to go for advice on, and there must be multiple, because you're not always going to find them having the same environment you have. So you then know who to go to with that. It's too cold not to have a clan around you that you can go to. And lastly, for that coldness, find something that grounds you.
Yeah.
Something that you go, when I sit in the couch and I think, for me, it's, and I just play gospel music. I talk to my God. Me, I talk to him like he's my bra sometimes.
Oh, that's me, Hannah.
And
that's
I go,
me.
Ata God.
Yeah.
Marafanda.
Today.
Yo.
Yeah.
You know, so if you don't have that, if you're not a believer, something of a superpower is what you will need. It's too cold. It's too cold.
It's too cold.
We are expected to wake up in the morning every day, rock up and excite people and motivate people, encourage them in a difficult world. If you don't have that
clan,
it's hard.
It's hard. Wow. Thank you, Hannah. That was such a beautiful conversation on Cheers to Failure with Hannah Sadiki. And we've talked about it. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please won't you do me a favor? Click the subscribe button as well as the notifications button so you know when we've got new content on our YouTube channel. and share it with your friends, whoever you believe needs to know that failure doesn't mark the end, but is filled with beautiful, glorious lessons we all need to have. Thank you.